Ben Roethlisberger, I guess it's probably via his podcast. Don't just run like your basic run, which they do a lot. Every goddamn play on first down, I swear to God, the first 4 games of the season, it was just a nausea up the middle, nausea up the middle. Every goddamn time. And teams, even last year, the Bengals said they knew what the Steelers were running before they ran it. It's so predictable, this offense. And I seen a stat from PFF about the pressures Kenny gets every time he takes a snap. The pressures is like he's under pressure damn near 50% of the time. So this offensive line has not been holding blocks, honestly, for Kenny Pickett. 50% of the time he's getting pressured and he has to run for his life. He bails out. He's a young quarterback, and that has probably led to a lot of the mistakes he has been making so far this season. A lot of it has to do with play calling too, just like Ben says. It's just basic ass shit. And this is another thing. I've been saying this in my videos all the time. You got to just get it out quicker. Dump it out to your running backs. Hit them in the flat. Do different things to get the ball out quicker into your playmakers' hands, because obviously this offensive line has not, and not only in run blocking, in pass blocking, have not been living up to their pay grade yet this season. And it's sad because when they do run a dive up the middle, and Najee's getting all this hate from the media, and people are calling for Jaylen Warren over him, blah, blah, blah. And I love Jaylen Warren. I think Jaylen Warren's a hard worker. He's an undrafted free agent and worked his way on a fucking roster, and it's an underdog story. And I always love the underdog story. It's great. It's great for the team. It's great for Jaylen Warren. But Najee Harris is a first round 240 pedigreed back, and every time you hand him the ball, it seems like Mason Cole's getting blown up, and before he can even get going, he's getting tackled in a backfield because the offensive line cannot hold on their blocks. And like I said, I don't have the stat in front of me right now, but it was like damn near every game Kenny's been getting pressured over 50% of the time. Some games a little bit over, some games a little bit less. I can't remember the exact numbers, but this is what Ben says. I'm still waiting to see a wide receiver screen. I don't know that I've seen one. I'm not saying they haven't. Maybe I missed it, but that used to be one of our staples. Catch, throw, get it to the outside where there's not big guys in the middle. Throw some wide receiver screens to get the ball moving. Maybe an alley screen. Something's coming in, but get the ball out of Kenny hands quick. Get it to skill positions, because we heard all the hype. We've had a ton of skills positions. You got a guy like Calvin Austin that runs a 4.40. If you throw him a quick screen, he makes a guy miss. Boom, that's a touchdown. It might be only a 3-4 yard gain, but it's better than Kenny getting sacked and we're in a 2nd and 15. It's better than handing it to Najee up the middle, where the whole goddamn stadium, all the way from goddamn Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to fucking Denora to fucking Monessen to Charleroi to Clareton to the Hill District to the all the way out in the sticks, Bentleyville, goddamn Washington, Greensburg. I mean, all over goddamn Pittsburgh region, Latrobe. I mean, all over. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Wilmerding, Braddock. Come on, man. Everybody knows that we're running up the middle on 1st and 10. And they blow it up. The big guys are in the middle. They stack the box, and it goes for nowhere. And that sets up Kenny Pickett for an even worse situation, because we're in 2nd and long. We're in 3rd and long all game. The offensive line's not holding their blocks. And he gets sacked. He gets flushed out of the pocket. He gets happy feet sometimes for 100%. I've seen that a lot, on Steelers Twitter during the game. Kenny does get happy feet. He's a young player. I mean, those are things you can fix. I'm not going to say he's a bust. I was close to saying it. I was getting pissed at Kenny, especially at first quarter of that game against Baltimore, but I believe Kenny can get better. And a lot of it has to do with the offense. It's a combination of a lot of things on offense. And what Ben Roethlisberger is saying is 100% correct. They need to get the ball out of this young quarterback's hands quicker. You can't just keep hoping George Pickens is going to come down with these 50-50 balls. Yeah, he's great at the jump balls and everything like that, but you can't have big plays. You have to systematically move the ball down the field, especially with obvious lacking of talent on the offensive line. Injuries to Deontay Johnson, injuries to Pat Freiermuth. Those are big injuries. Anthony McFarland's been out too. He's another guy that can come in and be a change of pace back to really give the defense a different look. And you gotta get the ball, Kenny click, get his completion percentage up, and that type of shit like gets the offense moving. It gets them a little bit of confidence. It gets them a little bit of momentum. Kenny starts to get his swag, and then that easy screen will lead us to maybe like a 2nd and 4, maybe a 2nd and 5. Who knows? Maybe a first down, maybe a touchdown. You never know with the screen, but you hope to at least get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards out of it. Somewhere in that range. And 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4 is way better than being in 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11, 3rd and 14 all game long. Those are just low percentage downs when you're behind the sticks all game long. So this is a great take by Ben Roethlisberger. We need to see more of that trickled into the offense, especially with Diontae Johnson coming back. I think he's a great receiver that you can throw screens to, and you can get the ball out quick to him. And when he is just amazing with the ball in his hands. I feel, I've criticized Diontae before in videos, saying, it seems like he's kind of soft when it goes over the middle. It seems like he doesn't want to take the hits over the middle. That's why, that especially the season he led the league in drops. Seemed like he was very scared to go over the middle. But he did put a lot of work in the offseason. Looks like he put on some pounds. Looks like he's been really working on his routes and his agility and things like that. And in the open field, Deontay's great in the open field. I mean, he was a good punt returner when he was returning punts when he was a rookie for the Steelers. And, he's a guy to make him plays in open field. And this takes a little bit of pressure off that trash-ass offensive line. And this takes pressure off Kenny Pickett, where he doesn't have to throw the ball down the field every goddamn time. And he won't have to be facing 3rd and 8s and 3rd and 9s and 3rd and 10s all game long, to where the defense knows on 3rd down he's throwing the ball. It takes the guessing out of the game for the defense, and it makes it harder for Kenny Pickett to throw on 3rd and long and convert 3rd downs. The Steelers have not been converting 3rd downs all season long. So something's got to change, and they need to. This is 100% correct by Ben Roethlisberger. So good take, Ben, and that's my take on it, man. Like, it's crazy. Some of the shit Matt Canada does is crazy. I made a video on Twitter talking about how there was 3 designed plays where they made Kenny roll out to the opposite side of his throwing motion and throw across his body. 3 those were designed for him to do that, and that is just insane. And the jet sweeps and shit, like, they're just terrible. I don't even know. He'll call jet sweep on 2nd and 12, and he'll call play action fake on 2nd and 12. It makes no sense. We're not even running the ball. Nobody's scared that we're running the ball, and you're calling a play action fake, dude. What? It's crazy. You actually have to be running the ball to utilize the play action fake and for it to work. But Matt Canada, I guess, is fucking clueless. It seems like we don't even go over the middle of the field. It's like, I swear to God, his offense is literally, it's either a halfback dive up the middle, a goddamn jet sweep, or a shot down the field. There's no, like, intermediate nothing. It's just take a shot or run it up the middle or run a jet sweep. It's bland, it's predictable, and they got to do something different coming out of this bye, and they got to figure out what hasn't been working, aka the jet sweep, aka running it up the middle every goddamn time on 1st down, and aka never attacking the middle of the field. And hopefully Diontae Johnson coming back will help that, because I feel that's where he really excels, in the open field, doing them crosser routes and more of the medium to intermediate routes. Those are where they're pretty much his bread and butter. So I just want to get my thoughts on this. Little quote from Steelers Depot on Twitter from Ben Roethlisberger.